he did, but Zed did not.
Mhm.
Perfect.
Well, maybe Zed has some idea, because obviously Zed is out of his pay grade here, but...
Well, he's being cautious, too. He's like, if it is what I think it is.
Right, but he has an idea of what it might be.
Yeah.
So he has read some shit.
I kind of think of it like Zed has studied magic his whole life, and I mean, Darkin did too, but Zed is a master of magic, right? First wizard. He's wizard number 1, as far as we know, and Darkin Rawl, he also studied his whole life. He's younger, so maybe studied less, but studied, like we were talking about, intently focused on one thing.
Yeah.
So Darkin would know all about this, and Zed would probably be like, I've heard of it, but I mean, I didn't go into it, because...
Yeah, it's like a doctor, like a general practitioner doctor versus like a specialized like bone doctor.
Right.
Not bone doctor. You know what I mean. You all know what I mean. Not bone doctor, but bone doctor. You know. You got it.
So we cut back again from Zed and Chase to Rachel. And Rachel is looking at the thing, and now it's even closer, and it has a big-ass clawed hand, and it's reaching over this, what I imagine to be a little half wall.
Yeah.
Okay? So lower to the ground. It's not like 10 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
And like she said, maybe her size.
Yeah.
And it reaches its claws over the wall and scares the shit out of Rachel. She's eyeballing Chase. Like, does he have enough weapons to take this thing on?
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was impressive. Like, she still has her fire stick and she's ready to use it. She's not going to hesitate. She's like, okay, Zed and Chase are there. I trust Chase. I feel safe with Chase. But also, a girl's got to defend herself. Where's my fucking fire stick? Also, she hasn't changed her clothes in like a long time, I'm assuming.
Yeah. No, that's the downside of adventuring. They've all been away. But yeah, if you have a magic stick that sets stuff on fire, use it. Use it like a lot. I mean, really, it is a smart thing to keep because you can use that to cook with, defend yourself with. I mean,
yeah.
I'm sure you could just whap somebody with it. That could be fun.
I mean, a lighter is a useful thing to have. It's not even the same. It's not even as badass, but I like to have one. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore, but I still have a lighter.
Oh, I'll cheers you to that. Yeah. 2 years, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's not really podcast related, but that's totally a thing. Smoke free. By the way, per our last episode, I know we mentioned we're drinking whiskey, so maybe no beer break per se tonight, but Werner's and whiskey is really good.
Didn't you say somebody on the podcast was drinking that last
Yeah.
time?
Whoever it was that was from Michigan, she was drinking Werner's and whiskey. And we're like, oh, I didn't realize that was a thing. So I wanted to try it tonight, so we did. And it turns out it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's going down pretty good. Well, this is bourbon, which is whiskey, but bourbon.
Right.
It's Coppercraft. This is a very Michigan drink that we are having right now.
Like it.
So they talk about the stone for a minute because, like, they are totally unconcerned with the clawed creature inching toward them ever so slightly. And they mention that the stone is dangerous, but they can't get rid of it in case they need it, so they gotta hide it. And, of course, that's always, like, the crux of the matter with, like, the dangerous, important, magical shit, right?
Yeah. I like the conversation they had there. Like, well, we can't get rid of it in case we need it. Fuck. So what do we do if we need it? Because we don't want to keep it on us. Well, we got to hide it, right? And they both come to the same conclusion at the same time. Like, yes, that's the smart thing to do. We'll just put it away, which
works super well for the boxes.
Yeah, and furthermore, lends itself to, like, the story of so many books. You know? Magic hidden items.
Yeah,
that people are
just
discovering.
stashed.
Yeah, like, well, we gotta hide it. This is why that happens, guys.
Yeah, somebody forgets that they put it up in their cupboard, and then here we are.
I bought this castle 2 years ago. It was a really weird mirror.
But Zed's plan is to still go to. Al brought this up. I got to do the poll up on the Facebook page, but we have to go to Aidendrill.
Yeah, I think we're going with Aidendrill for now.
With Addie and study the prophecy, and then they'll be able to figure out what to do with all this. Until then, everyone just needs to hold on.
Right. Don't touch it. Don't look at it. I mean, really, you don't know if just looking at it could hurt you. Maybe it's not supposed to be black, you know? Maybe it's supposed to be that amber color.
Al says he's talking about Chase and how we were mentioning Rachel looking at him and hoping he has enough weapons. He's just like, yeah, he's got several knives around his waist, a sword on his back, a crossbow.
Oh, yeah, he's loaded down with shit.
A battle axe, a couple of maces, and she hopes that's enough.
That's why I wanted to bring it up. When they described Chase, he's already a big dude, but they, like, before, Terry had said he has a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
In this book, like, Rachel lists it out. Everything he's got on him, and other things that are just sharp and pokey. I mean, it's a mace, but in the vision of a young girl, all of those things on one huge dude, like, yes, that's my safe place right there.
Well, and then it shows us immediately him using each of them in quick succession.
Want to see something cool?
But the thing looks at Rachel and it starts laughing, and this is when I imagine that she starts peeing her pants a little bit.
I mean, you would.
I mean, she peed when she saw the Gar. I feel like this is scarier.
Well, and it's got to be worse for Rachel because she's like, Chase or Dad,
Yeah,
dude, hey, pay attention to me. There's a scary thing happening here, and he just keeps going like, no, or yeah, and that's the other thing too. She doesn't even bother like asking because she knows it's rude.
Yeah.
So she's just not fully trying to get his attention at first.
This dude who's been her dad for like a week and a half.
It's been a few weeks.
At most.
She's still trying to call him Chase. Yeah, so, I mean, she met him as Chase.
He wasn't even with her for most of that time.
No.
He left her with the soldiers. Again, left her with the soldiers.
Yeah. But, I mean, they have a good rapport, so I'm sure it was fine. You know what? If it wasn't fine, I'm sure it would have been featured in the book.
Yeah, I'm sure he was like, "You're still ugly," and she was like, "Aw, great," and then they were best friends again. It's super awesome.
So she is trying to get Chase's attention, and it's not working because he's busy. And then, he shushes her. Shush. Wow. I almost...
Shush. You need more of that whiskey,
Yeah,
babe.
tell me about it. He shushes her. Nailed it. And then... instant karmic retribution.
Yeah.
This mystery thing slams into Chase.
It's like, listen to your fucking kids.
And then it jumps on Zed. Now, Zed, this is another thing Rachel was thinking about. Chase has the weapons, and he's big. And she's looking at Zed and goes, well, he's got his robe. He doesn't even have a knife. Nothing. He's got nothing. But he has magic. So, maybe the magic will be able to scare this thing.
I feel like it is indication of how wrapped up Zed was in what he was doing and what he was looking at, that he wasn't like, okay, Rachel, just to make you feel better, I'm going to, like, chuck some fire or, like, at the very least, like, try to sense the presence of something here.
Yeah.
And just to make you feel better. You're probably being a dumb kid, but just to make you shut up while we are doing adult things, here you go. Because, like, he could hear her, too, obviously, being like, hey, there's a creepy thing, and neither one of them were even like, okay, maybe.
I mean, turn around.
Yeah.
At least turn around. Like, I do that if my kids are like, "Hey, Dad, let me show you this thing on a video game." You're like, "Okay, he just killed somebody in Fortnite," but you
Yeah.
still look like, "Yeah, okay, I got it." And if it is cool, then fuck yeah. And if it's whatever, then it's whatever. But you look, even if it's something you don't care about.
Well, especially if it's something she's scared of. If it's like, it could have been a mouse or something. I mean, probably not, because Rachel's a little tougher than that. She's been outside with
Right.
animals and stuff. But if it's something she's scared of, you should at least look, because, I mean,
Right.
you're inside. It could be a mouse. But, like, maybe it's a horde of mice. You should probably check it out.
Maybe it's really fucking scary. But yeah, no, that's what, Chase, even if you think it's stupid, like a bear in an indoor forest, look, please. But that's exactly what Goodkind wants you to think, because he keeps going back and forth between these two. I mean, they're right next to each other, but, from one point of view to another, and you're like, oh my God, this bad thing is creeping up on you, dude. You don't even know.
See, and we are from Rachel's perspective, so it's very much like, duh, they need to pay attention to the kid. It's super obvious. Pay
Right.
attention to the kid. There's a threat. But I mean, if we read this chapter from Zed's point of view, it would probably be like a matter of a couple minutes, and we probably wouldn't have looked.
Maybe. I feel like I would have.
I mean, I do too, but I feel like maybe it's a perspective thing too.
Could very well be. So it jumps onto Zed, right? Bounces off of Chase, bounces off of Chase's chest. And then it jumps onto Zed, knocks him to the ground, and Zed is like frantically trying to zap it with lightning. She sees light coming out of his fingers, right? But it's not hurting the thing. It just keeps bouncing off. But when this light hits the wall or like the floor, it sends shit flying everywhere.
So it's epic battle time.
Yeah, he ain't sending out love taps.
It's like those scenes in like superhero movies where they're destroying everything around them, and you're like, you have no disregard. Like you really don't care at all about how much money you're gonna cost the city. But cool, yeah, cool, yep, that's fun.
Got the bad guy though.
Yep,
He was a jaywalker, sir. Yeah,
Just-
still got him.
chuck that car right into that building. You missed that guy by a mile. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh, but okay, yeah. So he blasts this thing with light, and it doesn't work, and then it jumps back onto Chase. Now, right, Jared McCracken just said collateral damage, hero style. Hey, I wore tights while I did it, so it's fine.
Yeah.
You guys can't sue me.
And
You see this cape? Please.
And I have to worry about my rehab. My knees have really taken a real big beating.
From the knee drop hero landing.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, when Chase is being attacked this time, he's like starting to bleed, and Rachel's like having a real problem. At this point, she's not really she's scared, but she's more upset that Chase is hurt. At some point in this, I guess at this point in this chapter, her like fear is overcome by her worry for Chase, which is a little bit funny because he's supposed to be the parental figure.
Right. I mean, she's the one she looks to for protection.
Right.
But the other thing is, it is from her perspective when it switches back and forth, because it says Rachel got tears,
Yeah.
not Rachel cried or tears welled up in her eyes. No, I got tears.
Yeah.
My eyes got wet because I did the thing where I'm unsure about what's going on around me.
And sucking on my doll's foot.
Right.
I would hate that doll so much. Like, I'm glad she has it. I'm super glad she has that, like, companion thing to keep her, like, all right, it's going to keep her chill. But you know how gross that, like, foot would be?
That would be gross. But I mean, that's per the norm for a doll. I thought you meant the fact that it didn't talk anymore.
Yeah, but, I mean, also, but...
Just the gross foot on the doll. Well, maybe she switches back and forth, you know?
I think that might make it worse. I feel like if you had one foot that was always clean, you'd be like, okay, I could pick your doll up by that foot and like set it down, like, because she's gonna set it down somewhere and it's gonna be like in a bad
Dirt and-
place.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
gonna have to